Terra incognita. When explorers of old looked down at their maps and examined the edges, they found these two words, separating the boundary between the known frontier and that which lies beyond. Today, a new frontier beckons us, the digital frontier, the next wave. Comprised of zeros and ones, it takes us to places entirely of our own making at the boundary of our imaginations, where beyond it stretches out not just new lands to be explored, but entire new worlds to be created. Infinite possibility awaits those willing, able, and prepared to make the journey. But you need something to guide your way. Not a map, which only tells us what we already know, but a tool, right? A framework. And the framework I'm going to present today it's a very humble framework. It merely attempts to redefine the known universe, which physicists tell us is made up of three fundamental dimensions, space, time, and matter. These comprise all of reality, but in fact, they're not all that exist, because each of these dimensions go backwards, extending back beyond reality. Here, no time, no space, and no matter open up whole new realms of possibility. Where matter is comprised of atoms, no matter is comprised of bits, the zeros and ones of digital technology. So matter, in other words, means material substances, while no matter means digital substances. Where space involves real places, no space involves virtual places that exist truly only in our mind in reaction to what we see on screen. And where time is about actual events that linearly spool out in front of us moment by moment, no time is autonomous events that create a distinct sense of time or even timelessness that does not exist in the real world. Since 2 by 2 by 2 equals 8, this matrix defines 8 octants, or 8 different realms of experience. Since Octoverse just doesn't seem quite right, I call it the multiverse. The multiverse takes us beyond the universe to 8 realms for creating value by innovating experiences comprising material and digital substances, real and virtual places, and actual and autonomous time. The multiverse is in fact anchored by reality in the upper back right and virtuality in the lower front left. Now, do not interpret this framework as a plea to abandon reality, for it will now and forever enable the richest of experiences. But do recognize that people increasingly value those experiences that they have in virtuality, whether playing computer games, exploring virtual worlds, probing real-world simulations, surfing the web, connecting via social media, or even just escaping into our own mind's eye with a good book. Beyond these 2 anchors lie the 6 other realms that effectively fuse the real and the virtual. These are less well-known, less thought about, less explored, but therefore hold the greatest opportunity for creating new value. Of these, perhaps the most familiar to us is augmented reality. Augmented reality, where a reality-based experience shifts from matter to no matter, from atoms to bits to material to digital substances. Augmented reality employs digital technology to enhance our real-world experience. Perhaps the simplest example, a GPS navigator. Right, GPS navigator which overlays the physical scene outside your windshield with a representation of it digitally on your dashboard. Or consider Layer, what they call the world's first reality browser, where your smartphone camera opens up a digital window onto the real world, allowing you to select layers for nearby restaurants, for sites to visit, for myriad other possibilities. If there's augmented reality, well, then there must be augmented virtuality, where you use atoms, material substances, to enhance a virtuality-based experience. Now, this is exactly what Nintendo's Wii does. And if you think about it, where we get physically, materially engaged in the computer games, we're taking an experience that was just between our fingertips and our mind, and now involving the entire body. Sony's new Move system extends that by making more accurate movements with its camera, while Microsoft's new Kinect system lets us get rid of the computer altogether and let us use our own body as the material substance that enhances the virtual experience. What if you could take that virtual experience now and play it out in the real world? Right? That's what alternate reality is all about. Named after alternate reality games, or ARGs, such as I Love Bees for Microsoft's Halo 2 product or The Dark Knight. These make the physical world a technologically infused playground of hyperlinked activity by superimposing an alternate view on top of it. But my favorite example is actually on a literal playground from Lapset in Finland, where its smartest equipment lets kids play digital mathematical games outside in the real world, running from digital post to digital post in a flurry of learning involving both mind and body. Then there's physical virtuality. Physical virtuality in which you design things virtually and then instantiate them in the real world of material atoms and actual time. In other words, you make them real. The emerging technology of 3D printers, like inkjet printers, but they're building up layer by material layer to create physical objects so you can create whatever you can dream up. San Francisco-based Tech Shop combines these with every physical tool imaginable for do-it-yourselfers of all stripes. We're not quite there yet at the level of Star Trek's Replicator, but San Diego's own Organovo is creating a 3D bioprinter that can deposit living cells to create a new liver or kidney. Okay? Unbelievable. Perhaps the strangest of these realms is what I call warped reality, as in time warp. For warped reality takes an experience firmly grounded in the realm of reality and only changes the dimension of time, moving to autonomous events divorced in some way from actual time. Any way you can play with time qualifies, whether you take people into the past, such as at Colonial Williamsburg, or into the future. Think of it as reality with a twist of time. And consider here also Mihai Csikszentmihalyi's concept of flow, which in his words gives us freedom from the tyranny of time. Finally, we come to its opposite, mirrored virtuality, a virtual experience tied directly into real time, so that it mirrors virtually whatever happens physically. This is actually named after David Gelernter's book, Mirror Worlds, which he wrote long before we had Google Maps or Google Earth to be able to use as platforms for mashups that can track pretty much anything, whether airplanes, earthquakes, tsunamis, flu trends, or even your own car. And I spent most of October out of the country, but I was able to keep track of the Major League playoffs that was going on through the amazing Game Day app at MLB.com, which mirrors every pitch, every action of every game. This, then, is the multiverse. Its 3 dimensions, 6 variables, and 8 octants form an architecture delineating all experiences. In using it, do not be limited by how I'm represented here with each of these octants and that, for surely some of the greatest opportunities will come by even fusing these together into experience that are compelling and cohesive, rich and robust, individual and authentic, never before envisioned, engendered, nor encountered. Recognize, too, that the arrows at the end of each of these dimensions continue on, going to infinity and beyond, enabling experiences and innovations as new technologies come online and new ways of thinking open up. Obviously, this whirlwind tour of the multiverse only touches the surface. Understanding its depths, however, will enable you to catch the next wave, to create customer value on the digital frontier, and maybe as a result, transforming the world. What lies before us truly is infinite possibility, for it's limited only by our imagination, and of that, there is no end. Thank you. Thank you.